I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Dennis Kudla.
I'm Jesper de Jong.
I'm Henry Laakson.
I am Francisco Cerundolo, and you are listening to the Game to Love podcast.
Welcome, tennis fans, to another Game to Love live play-by-play stream brought to you by the Game to Love and me, Covey, your host for the evening / commentator, residing here in Vancouver, BC, 3 hours behind the tournament in Miami, where it is currently 10:45 p.m. on the button. Here in Vancouver, it's 7:45. Great to have every single one of you in here. Yeah, we got a clash of the Titans here, folks. We've got Barbora KREJCIKOVA, the world number 13, seeded 16 in this tournament, versus the world number 2, Aryna Sabalenka, also number 2 in the seedings of this tournament. Yeah, they've already met twice this year. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. We've had Sabalenka and KREJCIKOVA have split their two meetings on the way to her title in Dubai. KREJCIKOVA very impressively took out Iga, took out Sabalenka, the world number 2, took out Jess Pegula, the world number 3, on her way to the title. And of course, Sabalenka took KREJCIKOVA out on the way to the final in Indian Wells, where she in the end would lose. However, she's only had 2 losses, has Sabalenka, to start the year. 19-2. Okay, so there's a little bit of a setup. Actually, folks, the match has just begun. Sabalenka is up 30-love on serve. So we're going to get your predictions, and then we'll get into it. Let me know who you think is going to win and how many. You want to drop the score, that would be dope too, right after this. All right, so predictions. I am going to go ahead. I'm really torn on this, folks. I'm really torn because Barbora KREJCIKOVA has been saying that she feels a little slighted. Everyone's talking about Iga and Aryna and Elena, but no one's talking about Barbora. So I wonder if she's got a little bit of salt in the bloodstream, a little bit of venom. And she's such a methodical player. We have power and force versus tactics and precision. Gosh, I don't even know. I got to make a decision soon, though. In the end, I'm gonna go ahead and say Sabalenka in 3. Sabalenka in 3. I might be regretting that. I think my gut is trying to tell me to go for KREJCIKOVA, but you got to make a call, and I made my call. Whether I like it or not, that's that. So anyways, here we go. Oh, also, by the way, please do give us one of these, a like, a subscribe as well. In the top right corner, you can tell our target is 100,000. We're about halfway there. So Sabalenka with a pretty easy hold, game to 30 there. So pretty good serving there from the Belarusian. And Barbora KREJCIKOVA will be serving next. Let's get into the chat. Let's see here. We got Bayardo saying, Vamos Sabalenka, estoy contigo. That means let's go Sabalenka, I'm with you. Vamos mi reina, let's go my queen. JP, hello from Australia. King of Just saying, my call. Oh, it's maybe talking to someone in the chat there. It's raining on the court. Yes, it was raining. The Tiafoe and Sonego match was 1 set in. Sonego was up 1-0, and then it was 3-2. And then there was like a really long delay, like an hour and a half or something. So here comes Barbora KREJCIKOVA serving her first service game of the match. First serve is good. Right into the body. Sabalenka can't get out of the way quick enough, and that ball goes off the strings and into the ground. It's 15-love for the Czech player. JP saying, who's doing the match? This guy. Me, right here, Cubster. We got Man looking around 10:55 p.m. If Big Foe come back after rain, this match could be changed court if Barrera lost the tiebreaker. Yeah, there was a danger that if Tiafoe brought it back to 1 set all, that there would have been some changes. But in the end, we are here. So thank you for waiting. I know it's going to be a bummer for our European folks and even our Eastern time zone folks. but hopefully you can stick along with me, stay here and enjoy the match, the watch along. All right, we got a nice little rally going. Backhand slice Sabalenka. KREJCIKOVA drop shot. Sabalenka gets it, pushes it up the line, and it's a winner. So nicely done. Good movement from Aryna Sabalenka to bring herself level in here in this game number 2. Kathy saying they were drying the courts a few minutes ago. Go saying someone should soak up the courts with Pegula. Man, loves Pegula, the Ghost does. I mean, when I say love, of course, I mean hates. Kit for tomorrow. Then make her go to Goodwill for some U shorts and a t-shirt. Kathy saying she's not opposed. I listened to the interview. She not take advantage of her wealth. On the way up, she earned it. It was very important to her that she do that. Ghost saying, but she didn't earn it. That's a great ruse. The elite pull on the rest of us. There was never a day in JPEG's life when her labor wasn't buoyed by massive socioeconomic advantage. Yeah, no, we were talking about this before. It's tough. I mean, it's tough. You can't blame someone again for where they were born, who they were born to. No matter what she did in the case that she was born, we could say that. But you know what? All I can say is she's playing the matches. Do I think maybe she probably had some things that just you can't control go her way for sure, but still respect her. I do personally. But anyway, so Ghost is saying, oh, Tiafo. That's I'm probably wondering whose match we were waiting to end. Ram Bakshi says hello, hi, welcome, Ram. Always great to have you, my friend, from Singapore, I believe. I hate always asking, but there's so many different people that I don't want to be wrong. Charles Cross, hello everyone. Welcome, Charles. Alexander Laurence, I believe from LA, I think. Welcome as well. The West is best. I think that kind of does it there. Kathy, I hear you, GG. Just listen to the interview. Anyway, Carol Wozniacki doing commentary. I love her commentary. Hope you like mine a little bit better. All right, KREJCIKOVA, speaking of commentary, I'm going through the comments like there's no match going on. Hey, I'm here from Florida, by the way. Didn't rain a drop in Orlando. Okay. All right, so KREJCIKOVA serving at 40-30 to get level. Stay on serve. Serve to the body, block back return goes long, and it's a good hold from KREJCIKOVA. So each player looking pretty strong on their serve so far. We got Ted Nervander's prediction saying Sabalenka 6-4, 6-4, 1 hour and 38 minutes. Alexander saying they want to extend life so you can make the Pegulas richer. Go saying, I like you, Kathy. At the end of the day, you're still cool with me. Of course, you guys. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Ditto. You got to be old to get it. Oh, I know that song, GG. Ghost, the West is best. Covey is a Vancouverist, Vancouverite. It's a Vancouverite. So just Vancouver and then ITE. So yeah, but I feel like you knew that and you're being funny because you have a wide breadth of knowledge of the English language. KREJCIKOVA now took the first point on the Sabalenka serve. It's love 15. KREJCIKOVA trying to do a Alcaraz impression, rocking a hot pink top. It's a Fila. She's got a white Fila visor with the Fila logo, and then she's got a black and white Fila skirt along with white shoes. So that's how KREJCIKOVA looks. Second serve, Sabalenka is good out wide. Backhand return up the middle. Sabalenka up the line. Backhand powers it. KREJCIKOVA did get a racket on it, but it went sideways into the stands. 15 all. I got to take a look at KREJCIKOVA's wrists. What kind of wristband action is she wearing today? Or is she wearing any? First serve is a let. Ooh. The outlines of all my screens. I have my computer set up so that when the sun sets, all my browsers that are open, the outlines of them go dark, and then in the daytime they're light, and they all just went dark. It was kind of like a nice little pyrotechnical show here. First serve after the let is good, and return goes into the net. So it is 30-15. Sabalenka. Jane in the house, Covey, friends, buddies, guys. I like it. Alexander, the butter wouldn't melt, so I put it in the pie. Okay. Speaking of butter, my dad had an old saying, old Punjabi saying, serve out wide to the backhand, and KREJCIKOVA just gets a racket on it. It goes straight downwards into the ground, and it's 40-15 Sabalenka. So the phrase is na ma te na pio, swad le aega kyo, which means neither from your mother nor from your father, the flavor will come from the butter. So reading that comment made me think of my dad's old saying about how butter brings the flavor. All right, first serve is a fault, 40-15, double game point. Beatles lyrics. Okay, there you go. Now, if you had like a Dr. Dre track, I'd be like, that was a Dr. Dre track. Now, forehand from KREJCIKOVA goes wide on her second shot, and it is another hold for Sabalenka. I think it's time, folks, for our first button of the evening.
Saba, 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 Sabalenka. Saba, 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 let's go Sabalenka.
Okay, folks. So I don't know if you recall, but yesterday every single match on the women's side was a straight sets match. None of them went to 3. Well, every single score I'm going to read off also was straight sets. So a pretty big, I'd say, yeah, pretty big upset. Trevisan takes out Ostapenko. We had Potapova taking out Qin Wing Zheng. We had Pagula taking out Lynette. We had Kirstea over Vondrusova, Rabakina over Mertens, and Kvitova over Gracheva. So all in straight sets. We do have another match going on. Alexandrova is up a set on Bianca Andreescu. However, we are in the second set, and Andreescu is up a break. So she's down a set, up a break is Andreescu. And of course, this match, we're at 2-1 for Sabalenka on serve. Okay. Men's side, you may recall as well, all matches on the men's side, except for the last one of the day when Casper Ruud got booted by Van de Zandschulp, all of them were straight sets. Today, all but one went into a third set. So Molchan got not defeated. Medvedev had a walkover over Molchan, I should say. Khachanov over Lehechka, straights. So everything's in straights until the last one. Halis over McDonald. Cerundolo, big upset over Felix Auger-Aliassime. Manarino over Hurkacz, another upset. RIP. Sorry, Minoris. I know Hurkacz is your homie. Eubanks over Barrere. Sonego over Tiafo, another upset, although Sonego's been killing it. And the only 3-set match was Tsitsipas over Garin of Chile. All right, here we go. First point of game number 4. We got a forehand KREJCIKOVA, backhand Sabalenka, backhand KREJCIKOVA, backhand Sabalenka, forehand KREJCIKOVA, inside out, and it's a winner. Sabalenka was expecting it to come back after they've been rallying up the middle there. Let's see. Go saying, I'm a Stones guy. Go saying, Saba, 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 Sabalenka. Kathy, me too, GG. Paint it black. See, I never take a step on a Compton block or LA without the AK ready to pop. There you go. Okay. Thank you, Alex. Making me feel good. Not so left out. Although, so when I was growing up, I didn't until I heard hip hop music, I didn't really. I was more just all into sports. I was all into hockey, and all sports. But my brother, he was my musical taste giver. He loved Bon Jovi, Metallica, Guns N' Roses. So all that stuff was like my wheelhouse when I was growing up until he got Snoop Dogg Doggy Style. Sorry, that's just the name of the album. But as soon as I heard that, and then The Chronic, again, sorry for the drug reference, and the serve is good. Backhand return, Sabalenka goes wide. So it is KREJCIKOVA up 40 love. So yeah, there was that, and then Wu-Tang 36 Chambers. As soon as I heard those albums, it was over. All I listened to was hip hop. Although of course my tastes have expanded since then. But just giving you guys a little, I don't know why. I'm just doing it. I'm doing it. Why not? All right, KREJCIKOVA ace up the tee, and we have our first game to love of the match. 2-2 here on serve in the first. Ghost saying, I see a Pagula and I want to paint it black. Fernando Soriano, mi favorita es Aryna Sabalenka. Very nice. Mucho gusto. Gracias, Fernando, for commenting. Really appreciate it. I don't think I've seen your name here before, so it's good to see new people in the comment chat. And good luck on your favorite player. Hopefully she does well. I did choose her to win in 3 sets. Serve out wide, block back, return up the middle. Now forehand KREJCIKOVA, forehand Sabalenka, forehand KREJCIKOVA, and a chop from Sabalenka, and that goes into the net. Oh, KREJCIKOVA took off the hot pink top. Oh, revealing that the dress, the skirt, was actually the bottom part of a full-on dress, which is a black and white sort of zebra, like a thin zebra kind of like thin stripes. I mean, black and white stripes throughout. In the front, on the back, so she's got like the tank top, the back on just like the top, like her actual full back is all white, and then the rest is black and white in the front and the skirt and stuff like that. Sabalenka's rocking this new color that she just busted out in Miami. She's got this like deep maroon, kind of this like wine color. First serve up the tee at 15-all is a good one, and the return from KREJCIKOVA right into the net. So yeah, Sabalenka's rocking this tank top with like the spaghetti noodle strap with the sports with a white sports bra underneath, and the tank top is like this really nice like maroon / wine color, like a deep red wine, and she got really nice like baby blue light shorts. As the serve is a good one out wide, the return is short. Sabalenka steps in, goes forehand cross court into the open side, 40-15, looking very comfortable on serve. And she's also rocking the white and purple shoes is Sabalenka. No headgear, no wrist gear other than a little Fitbit on her right wrist. And a serve out wide is an ace for 3-2. So each player cruising. Good pace so far. I like the confidence. I like the body language of each. And it looks like we're in for a good match here, folks. Kathy saying, oh, actually, hold on a second. There's a couple other ones. Kathy saying, I may have to have a love-hate relationship with you, Ghost. Ghost, Kathy, I wouldn't have it any other way. Women get bored of me who comply with them too much. No, there's some truth in there, buddy. Kathy saying, by the way, didn't Gerolitis die on Long Island? I'm from Long Island before Florida. Ah, interesting. Did not know that. Max N saying, hey, Covey and everyone, welcome, Max. Always great to have you. I was wondering if you'd show up because I know you're in the same time zone as us. Kathy saying, yeah, friend's house, carbon monoxide poisoning. We got Jose Javier GD, vamos Barbs. So we've got one of our Spanish friends, Fernando, saying, mi favorita es Aryna. And now we have Jose saying, vamos Barbs. So like it. I like it. I like the variety. Welcome, Jose, and thank you for commenting. I haven't seen your name pop up in the comments, so thank you for joining us. And also let me know anyone else in the comments who's a little shy to comment. If you want something to comment, you could just let me know where you're from. I'm here in Vancouver, Canada. Always good to meet the people that I'm watching this match with. Ghost, rip to him, says Max. Yeah, Hamptons, I believe, where all the rich people live. There we go. I remember that story. Suicide, they thought. Vitus was asleep at the time. I suppose that's a nice way to go. I sometimes wonder about the final images in his subconscious. What was he dreaming of as he went? I chose to believe it was beautiful. Ah, so it was an accident. I didn't know this, actually. So accidental, says Kathy. Gerolitis was a real one. They're just talking about him on the Kathy, the podcast you sent me, the Unfiltered podcast. They were talking about McEnroe, him, and Borg, how they would kind of rip it up on the scene. KREJCIKOVA first serve is good, but then her +1 goes long. So love 15. Yeah, they were talking about that in this podcast, and they were talking about how the three of them used to rip it up and how John McEnroe got really bored and sad when Borg retired, and then obviously his buddy passed later on. Serve is good. Backhand up the line is wide from Sabalenka, 15-all. Yes, Cubby was very popular. I actually didn't know too much about him. I just remember always seeing his name when people walked by on the Australian Open champions, but I didn't know too much about him. And then I saw Ghost's handle, and then I was like, oh, and then I started hearing. It's one of those things where it's like, you hear something once, and then the next day you hear it again after you hadn't before, and then boom, it's like cascades. Um, Ghost random comment. I missed the actress Brittany Murphy. She seemed so sweet. Yeah, she dated Eminem too, and she was in that movie 8 Mile. Actually, they started dating after that, and then I think they'd broken up before she died. But yeah, she was pretty young for sure. What's up, Covey? And everyone says King of Just. Welcome, my friend. How are you doing? How's the footy going today? Any new developments? Sabalenka, had a short ball on the +1, and she goes backhand into the top part of the net. And so it's 30-all. Not real pressure yet, but the first signs of any pressure on anyone's service game so far. Sabalenka serving really well. 80% first serves in. 83% of those she wins the point, and 2 out of 3 second serve points won. So looking good. And KREJCIKOVA, first serve is only 50, but 71 and 71 on the first and second serve points won. So pretty good. As I say that, she gets a double fault, setting up the first break point of the match. Ooh, Ghost saying Brittany Murphy had a rough childhood. I kind of suspected I felt like she was rough around the edges for a Hollywood starlet, if that makes sense. Yeah, like a little more raw, a little more real. I saw Brittany Murphy in a play on Broadway, says Alexander. Interesting. How was it? Backhand slice from Barbora KREJCIKOVA on a rally ball, and we have our first break, folks. Not very. I was going to say not very characteristic of her, but I should say uncharacteristic. Kind of looked almost lazy in a way, that backhand slice. Okay, so by the way, 35 people in. How many likes we got? Just to check, we got 23. You're doing really good. Thank you to everyone who's joined me and who's given us a like. Really appreciate it. Serve is good from Sabalenka. The return is good up the middle, and then her forehand goes just wide on her second shot. So it's love 15. Sabalenka up a break 4-2. All right, first serve is good at love 15. Now forehand Sabalenka up the line, backhand chop, and it's a short ball. Sabalenka goes inside out winner as KREJCIKOVA went the wrong way. She had a 50-50 guess there. So it is 15-all. Let's see. Well, it was accident officially, but it's possible given his immigrant family's religious and cultural values that they didn't want him associated with suicide. I guess we'll never know. And then he says no, meaning no, like not no, but no. Serve up the tee is long. Here comes the second serve. We are 22 minutes into this one, folks. Pretty decent pace. It is pretty late over there. It's now past 11. It's 11:08 now officially in Miami, as they had a huge rain delay, but it's nice to see the court dried. Shank return from KREJCIKOVA. Now Sabalenka is up 30-15. I keep doing this slurping thing because when you drink wine and you kind of it's like inward whistle, and then you can smell the aroma in your nasal. I always do that, but I sometimes forget that I'm in front of a bunch of people with a microphone right by my face. And the +1 is backhand goes wide from Sabalenka. So it's 30-all. So both players are playing well, like I mentioned. But so far, the match doesn't have the juice. It doesn't have any big rallies. Doesn't have like a big point won by someone and then a roar. It's just they're both doing their business. They're both doing it pretty well. And yeah, that's all I'm going to call it, the juice. Oh, no. Horrified at Andreescu ankle disaster. No, don't tell me that. We'll get to that in a second. KREJCIKOVA with a really nice inside-out forehand. Sabalenka gets a backhand on it, but it goes into the net. So setting up KREJCIKOVA with a break point here, trying to get that boomerang break right away after getting broken in the last game. Didn't see this coming. I kind of thought Sabalenka would cruise after that first break, but alas, here we go. First serve is wide. We got a second serve coming up for KREJCIKOVA to take a look at here. Toss is up. Serve is good. Return. Oh, goes into the top part of the net. She goes forehand, tries to go inside in, but we are back at deuce. Sabalenka saves the only break point she has faced so far. Okay, Ghost is saying, what happened exactly? I want to know. Did BB jack her ankle? Andreescu rolled on her maybe ankle. 2-love second set. She screamed so loud, opponent was crying. What? Oh, and you know what's freaking totally random? Last night, I was just going through YouTube, and then one of the videos, a nice lob from KREJCIKOVA brings Aryna back, but she puts that away with an overhead from a slightly difficult position into the open side. Was a lob off the return. It was just a desperation, got a racket on it. So it is now game point. So yesterday, out of a weird coincidence, there was a suggested video of the match between Rafa and Zverev. And so I watched like pretty much the whole match again. And man, the quality was insanely high. Just like that forehand from Sabalenka. They were going cross court for a couple of rallies, and then a forehand up the line for Sabalenka. She is up 5-2. She holds and consolidates. She's one game away from a one-set lead. So yeah, I was watching it, and then I watched the fall again, and he literally instantly like yelled really loud. It was just like I remember it, to be honest. And then just kept on rolling and screaming for a few like maybe 90 seconds until he finally like calmed down in terms of quieting himself. Obviously he was still in tons of pain, but that is such a bummer. MW saying was horrifying to watch. Yeah, she screamed that loud that her opponent was crying. That's crazy. Max saying, poor Bianca, she's unfortunately struggled with injuries before. Yeah, she's pretty much been injured since she got her US Open win on like physical injuries or taking mental breaks. It just reminds me of Zverev. Yeah, really, really crazy. So weird. And so I did some DoorDash until like 2 in the morning, and then I came home and I was still kind of amped up. So I was watching this, and crazy. Oh no, BB was playing so well too. Yeah, everyone was like, okay, she's on her way. And even she said, she's like, I'm at 70-75% of what I was and where I want to be. I despise Vera, but couldn't see him in pain like that. Yeah, I've softened on him a little bit. I was very, very hard on him when he did the umpire hitting the chair. I was like, at first I was like, suspend this guy for like a year. Don't let him earn any money doing this sport if he's gonna like assault umpires. I was really, and then of course all the other stuff with the sexual assault allegations. I have softened a little bit on him, but I don't know. I still think I feel like he's trying to do better. That's what I'll say. I feel like he legitimately is trying to do better in his life and in tennis and stuff like that. But I totally see where you're coming from, Kathy. I could see that for sure. KREJCIKOVA 15 love here. Serving to stay in this first set. First serve into the net. Here comes a second. Aryna Sabalenka spinning her racket, waiting. Serve comes into the backhand Sabalenka, backhand KREJCIKOVA, backhand Sabalenka, backhand KREJCIKOVA. Now forehand Sabalenka, forehand chip from KREJCIKOVA, forehand Sabalenka, forehand KREJCIKOVA up the line, backhand slice, Sabalenka, drop shot, KREJCIKOVA, drop back, but it doesn't go over the net from Sabalenka. So KREJCIKOVA up 30 love, but good rally there. So that's what I'm talking about. A little bit of juice. There's some juice in that point. King of Just saying, why do you despise Zverev, Kathy? I have no words for what I saw. That is, oh man. Kathy is saying I'm a domestic abuse survivor. I suspected that may be the case. Yeah, so I believe me, I totally see. I see your point, and yeah, it's unfortunate. It's really weird how long they took with that as well. By the way, KREJCIKOVA goes long on a forehand there. Actually almost hit Sabalenka, who was beyond the baseline. She had to kind of dodge it like Neo from the Matrix, but it's 30-15 KREJCIKOVA. Okay, we got serve is good out wide. Now return from KREJCIKOVA off the net. It bounces high, and then Sabalenka goes forehand. Cross court winner. What a beauty. 30 all. Wow. Now the juice is starting to flow, folks. That had a little extra pop on it. So she goes crazy ripper backhand, and then she's well behind the baseline, and she strikes it just a clean forehand winner to the other side. But I still have human empathy. Yeah, so King saying there's no evidence, but Kathy is saying no, not enough evidence. They said there wasn't enough to do it. So yeah, not enough and none are two different things. The sad thing is we're never gonna know. Oh, what a backhand up the line winner, Sabalenka. She ran around the forehand and right up the line, just parallel to the line, beautifully struck. Actually, she didn't really run around. It was kind of, she just had to do one little jump out of the way. It was more like a body serve that she got out of the way of. So yeah, there you have it. Now it's set point for Sabalenka, 30-40. Serve is good. KREJCIKOVA return backhand return. Sabalenka is long, so KREJCIKOVA saves one set point, back to level at deuce here. Max saying, I'm sorry, Kathy. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, this is a very, very strong statement. Not enough and none are two different things. And I think that gets lost on a lot of people, because people just think it's black and white, but there is gray. Serve ace up the tee from KREJCIKOVA, setting up game point. So she wants to make Sabalenka serve it out. First serve is long from KREJCIKOVA. Here comes the second. Here's the second serve. Is good. Forehand return into the net, and KREJCIKOVA holds, and it is 3-5. Now Sabalenka will have the opportunity to serve for set number one. Kathy saying it's okay, guys. It was a long time ago, and I'm better for it now. I'm not looking for anything other than objectivity before one comes to a conclusion. Yes, very, very fair. I totally agree with you there. Okay, here we go. Game number 9, set number 1. Sabalenka serving for it. Second serve here is good. Backhand return up the middle. Ooh, forehand is shank long from Sabalenka. Love 15. Sean Power saying if Zverev was an average pro, no one would care about defending him. Yeah, that's how it is in all sports. Like, if you're good, the league does not want you on the bench. It's just how it is, and it's unfortunate that money rules, but that's how it goes. And I don't like it at all, believe me. And you're totally right, Sean, 100%. Ibrahim Ahmad, welcome, saying, hi, Covey, how are you? I'm doing great, my friend. How is Ramadan? How are you doing? Hopefully studies are going well. Thank you for joining me. Serve up the middle, and KREJCIKOVA cannot handle it. Dumps that into the net, and it's 15 all. Ghost is saying, I am a fan of objectivity. Add away, buddy. Add away. Ghost saying it. Sean, wealthy folks enjoy the justice system more than the rest of it. Ace up the tee from Sabalenka makes it 30-15, 113 miles an hour. Some heat on that bad boy. And Sabalenka finds herself just a couple points away from the first set. Okay, first serve is long and wide. So here comes a second serve for KREJCIKOVA to take a look at. Second serve. Oh, it's a beauty up the tee. And KREJCIKOVA just got the end of her frame of her racket on that, and it goes sideways. So now 40-15 double set point for Saba. Let's go Sabalenka. Let's see. Set point number 2 as KREJCIKOVA saved one in the last game, if you recall. And it's an ace up the tee. Sabalenka cruising to a 6-3. She got one break, and she rolled with it. And first set goes to the Belarusian Aryna Sabalenka.
Saba, 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 Sabalenka. Saba, 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 let's go Sabalenka.
Okay, King is just asking, Ibrahimovic? The answer, my friend, is yes. Ibrahimovic. Max saying, go and see why you're not a fan of JPEG. I just laugh every time I get ghosted JPEG. But to each their own. Ibrahim saying, yeah, Ramadan and studies going well. Good to hear, buddy. Good to hear. Kathy saying domestic abusers are nothing if not cunning. They ensure there are no witnesses to their abuse, so it's always a he said, she said. She generally doesn't stand a chance. From all that I've heard, I've never been involved in anything like that, but that is most commonly the case. Kathy saying, you survived. That's what matters most, and I'm glad you're here to be really fun about just Kenny's joking. I need to read these before I post them up. JPEG Mafia. That's actually a really dope hip-hop group. Good job, Alexander. Nicely done, buddy. Ghost, I don't know if you knew that, but they are the JPEG Mafia are actually a hip-hop group. And they're like kind of alternative hip-hop, but they're sick. They're really like wild. Kathy, I will fight you like I fought him. JPEG is worthy. KREJCIKOVA. She don't look like she's crying, but she might after this match. Yes, AL. Hold on a second. I want to remember who AL is. AL. Just Al? Is someone in here? AL initials? Yes, AL. I'm a staunch supporter. Max, Kathy, I was about to say that the song "What's Love Got to Do with It" makes so much sense. I hope it's not offensive. Well, Max, it's all good. Covey, will you stream the Alcaraz versus Paul? I honestly would love to. I hope they need me to. I think it's at around, I think it's like 12:15 my time, so it's about 7:15. So it might be like right in the wheelhouse of the guys, Ben and JG. But I will put in a request after this match. I'll send them a message and say, hey, I'd like to do that match if possible. And if they don't do it, then hopefully they'll let me do it. But the answer is I'm not sure yet, but I'm hoping to. Sean saying, do you get Pegula vids in your recommended Ghost? Yeah, because you type her name so much. I'm sure you're getting all the, the Google listens and sees, all the AI sees all that stuff. All right, KREJCIKOVA serving to start this set, and she's quickly up 30-love as she has a serve go in, and the return goes long from Sabalenka. There we go. Alexander Laurence. I'm Al, of course. How hilarious of me to not get that. Me. Matt saying, thank you, Kathy. I was contemplating earlier on whether I should say that. And KREJCIKOVA serve +1, down the line, backhand clean winner, and it is 40-love. Looking for game to love is the Czech player KREJCIKOVA. Sorry, that was a backhand. I said forehand. It was a backhand up the line. A little bit of a shanky return from Saba there too. Please win Paul tomorrow, King of Justice saying, I like Tommy Paul's serve and I'm starting to like his playing more. Yeah, he's definitely grown on me a bit. I thought last year, I was like, okay, this guy's good, but I don't see him moving too high up the rankings. And I still don't see him like ever say reaching top 8. Although I suppose it's possible. But definitely a good mover. I think he just needs a little bit more on the side of the weapons. He doesn't have the greatest weapons. Just hang with like the big boys, like the top 5, 6 players. That's just my opinion. But he's a good player and I like him for sure. I like his attitude. I like his steez. He's a very laid back Alexander. I follow Tommy Paul's girlfriend. I think a lot of people do. She's definitely a type that a lot of guys will go for. Here we go. KREJCIKOVA 40-30 here. Game point first serve is a fault. Here comes the second serve as I sip on some zero sugar red wine. It's really good too. Serve is good. Forehand return up the middle. Backhand KREJCIKOVA. Backhand Sabalenka is long, and KREJCIKOVA holds for 1-love here in the second set. Let's see, folks. Updates on scores. Andreescu has retired, folks. So Alexandrova wins. Andreescu, silver lining, she still has not lost a match in Miami that she has completed. But that is still not really good news at all. I dread watching the replay, but I definitely am going to because it's always good to know what's going on in the world of tennis when you do as much as we all do in tennis. Unbelievable, huh? How all the matches yesterday on the men's side, other than one, and all the matches today on the men's side, other than one, were all straight sets. And on the women's side, there was none yesterday and none so far today. All right, return up the middle from KREJCIKOVA, forehand Sabalenka, backhand slice KREJCIKOVA, and backhand slice Sabalenka. Ooh, wicked angle, and it bounced. Man, that was she sliced it barely over the net, and then it caught like right inside the sideline, and that was a winner, a clean winner. Not a shot you see very often. Oh gosh, she really connected beautifully on that. So it is 15-love for Aryna Sabalenka. And another serve out wide. KREJCIKOVA gets a racket on it, but nothing near back into the court. Ghost, here's a problem. Pegula is really sexy. God is challenging my commitment to class politics. Kathy, for what it's worth, I got out of that relationship 24 years ago. Have had a lot of time to contemplate, evaluate, and move on. I'm a big girl, and I'm responsible for me, no one else. It's a good attitude. I like it. And a slice from Sabalenka brings about an overhead from KREJCIKOVA, but then Sabalenka ends up winning the point on a runner, kind of going backwards, and she goes up the line. So she kind of does this slice to Sabalenka. KREJCIKOVA tries to lob it over her. She does a stretched out backhand overhead, and then KREJCIKOVA gets to that, goes cross court, and Sabalenka was there, and she just goes up the line. 40-love. First serve is long and wide on 40-love here. So second serve coming up. Second serve is good. Backhand return is good. And then Sabalenka's backhand goes long, 40-15. Oh, dear GG, I love you more for coming clean in public. Ibrahim saying, Tommy Paul beat Alcaraz. I want Djokovic to be number 1. Let's go. Oh, come on, Paul. Beat Alcaraz. I want Djokovic to be number 1. Let's go America, says Ibrahim. And Tommy Paul did beat Alcaraz in Montreal last year. So it's something he has done in a Masters. Although there was this lull that Alcaraz had after winning Madrid, and then he started having the pressure of being number 1. It was really tough on him. And so he had Cincinnati, he had Montreal, where he was kind of finding his way, and then somewhere in the middle, JFC, his coach was like, you know what? We need you having fun. We need you smiling. So I want you to go back to attacking. Go forward every single ball you can and finish the point. We know you love to do that. So he started implementing that and rolled into the US Open victory. But anyways, I don't know why I'm talking about that. First serve from Sabalenka is a fault at 40-30. So still game point, but now a second serve for KREJCIKOVA to have a look at. Serve is good. Forehand return up the middle. Chop back Sabalenka. Backhand cross court. Ooh, just barely wide from KREJCIKOVA. And Sabalenka holds for 1-all. But woo, that was close. Yeah, very close. I'm a very honest creep. Mac says, Ghost Max, you go Aryna Franklin, belting your grunts out. LOL, funny. Charles Cross, got to see Tommy play this weekend. Professional tennis is artistry in motion up close. What a treat. Yeah, the speed when you watch tennis up close is like you don't get it on TV. You just don't. Ghost at Ibrahim, hey man, we'll take it. Welcome on board the Tommy Paul Express to Championshipville. Choo choo. Love the Macy Gray version of the song Creep. Macy Gray, haven't heard her name in a while. KREJCIKOVA here serving 15 love. Sean, tennis is a whole tennis live is a whole other story. Makes you appreciate the level of play more. I'll never forget watching Philippoussis serve at like 128 miles an hour at this Phoenix Open or whatever it was called. I still haven't figured out the name of that freaking tournament that I was talking about last week. I keep forgetting to look it up, but it was crazy. It was like the night match, and I had seats in the upper deck, and the umpire was like, okay, or someone on the mic was like, after the first set, it was like late and hardly anyone, it was about 30% full or something. They said, everyone come down and take the best seat available. So we got to watch, ended up 2 more sets, and it was just incredible watching like guys. I think he even might have gotten around 135, 140 or so. But it was just awe-inspiring. Just like that overhead winner from Sabalenka as she makes her way to the net, 1 shot at a time. KREJCIKOVA now up 30-15 on her serve. Charles saying, check out Chris Eubanks still in the Masters. Yeah, he won today, didn't he? He took out Barrere. All right, KREJCIKOVA +1 tries to go inside out forehand, but that's wide. So from 30 love, it's now 30 all. Got to be careful, Barbora. I hope Bianca can recover soon from her injury, says Max. It's taken over almost a year now. It'll be a year in Roland Garros for Zverev. If it sounds like it was as bad, I hope it's not. But if it is, could take up to a year. Again, I'm just saying compared to a similar situation. So I don't know the situation. I'm not necessarily saying it's going to take that long, but it's taken him a year to get back on court and get to like maybe 70% of what he was. So hopefully the timeline's a little quicker for her. So KREJCIKOVA goes long on the +1. She had another game point at 40-30, but it goes long and we're at deuce. Got to be careful, Barbora, because if not, this could get out of hand pretty quick here. Kathy, I'm so out of the loop if it doesn't involve a tennis ball. I wonder how Bjorn Borg's career trajectory would have turned out if he hadn't retired so young. Yeah, he probably would have done just kept on winning Wimbledon after Wimbledon. But he was 26, was it? Like mind-boggling that he was just like, I'm done. But I mean, look at Ash Barty, and they look like happy with their decision. Sabalenka just pulverizing, getting closer and closer to the net. Now she has an overhead. Barbora with a lob, another overhead. This one from about the middle of the court, and Sabalenka puts that away. Man, she is putting the screws to KREJCIKOVA right now. Advantage, setting up break point here. Ibrahim Covey, last time Paul and Alcaraz played, Paul won in Montreal. Yes. I think I mentioned that just a few minutes ago. That was a good effort there from Tommy Paul. Ghost Board came out of retirement briefly, but he wasn't the same. Other than Jordan, are they really? Although Tom Brady did he win? No, he retired last year and then came back and didn't win. Delpo is coming back. I'm hoping Barty will consider it. I feel like Barty is more set in her retirement, but it would be nice to see her come back. I think it just depends on how long she's gone for. Depending, like, to see how effective she'll be. And Sabalenka breaks, folks. And it is 2-1. She's up a set and a break. Uh-oh.
Saba, 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 Sabalenka. Saba, 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 let's go Sabalenka.
King of Just saying Paul with 4 American flags, showing the love to Tommy Paul. Go saying, I think Barty can still run. If Barty comes back now or within maybe the next like 6 months or a year, I totally see it. I think she could totally come back and get to her level. If she waits 3, 4, 5 years, then I'm gonna start being like, I don't know. I don't think of. I think it would be much more difficult at that point. But yeah, right now or within another, say, year from now, I'd say very, very doable that she could attain the heights at the top, especially with that killer backhand slice. But yeah, that's what I meant. If it goes much longer than that, then it would be tough. I hope Delpo stays fit for the U.S. Open. Apparently, he's crying. Not a Barty fan, says Kathy. I cannot cry again for Deloitte. All right. We got Max saying Ghost Barty retiring was surprising and unexpected, but I'm sure everyone was. Yeah, it was definitely not a Barty fan. Cannot. Oh, for Delpo is what you're trying to say. Cannot cry anymore for Delpo. Just saw the Andreescu injury. Don't know why I watched those vids. Uh-oh. How did Alina Rybakina play today? I think you mean Elena Rybakina. She won. She won in straight sets. So she beat Elise Mertens. And backhand from KREJCIKOVA on her second shot goes into the net. So it's 15-love Sabalenka on her serve. Sabalenka, yes, saying Alex after the break. Ghost, KREJCIKOVA not doing herself any favors tonight. If she wants to be in a quad with Saba, Riba, Iga, she has to perform better against them when she has a chance. Straight sets, no bueno. But do recall that she got bageled in Dubai in the first set against Sabalenka, and then she ended up winning 7-6, 6-1 in the last 2 sets. So she does have that in her resume that, hey, I got bageled by this player, and I still ended up beating her. So right now, if you're asking me, Saba's on a roll. By the way, KREJCIKOVA, another forehand goes a little bit wide, and it's 30-love for Sabalenka. So yeah, she does have the ability to do it. She's done it recently, and she knows she can. But the way she's currently playing right now, I don't think it's looking too great for KREJCIKOVA. Beautiful serve up the middle. Backhand return goes into, well, not the crowd, goes into the signage right in front of the front row. And it's 40-love. Sabalenka is looking very good, folks. Very, very sharp. Is it really that bad, Sean? Asking Ghost. Elena, but I think they call her Lena. Serve is good. Backhand block return. And then backhand up the line is a clean winner. Sabalenka consolidates and does it for love, does the Belarusian. I don't know why I say Belarusian, because it's Belarus, so I say Belarusian, but it's Belarusian. Yeah, it's a question a lot of tennis players have, Max. I wonder how many Grand Slams Delpo would have if he wasn't injury prone. Yeah, he definitely had the pedigree to hang with the big boys. I still don't think he was in that tier in the end, but maybe he would have been without the injuries. Who knows? I have this match on, not BB. I gotta go watch, says Kathy. Okay, KREJCIKOVA goes into the net on her +1, so it's love 15. Dare I say, this is a very important game for KREJCIKOVA. She has already started down love 15. Now, it's not too much of a hole, but with the way Saba's playing and hitting the ball, she needs to be careful. Also, KREJCIKOVA's her range hasn't been as sharp as normal. Return is to the backhand of KREJCIKOVA. KREJCIKOVA goes cross court, and then a backhand slice by Sabalenka into the net. So it is 15 all. Charles saying, call me a spoiled sports fan, but when people retire in their prime, they can stay gone. I don't feel you can leave in your prime and love a game. That's just me. Yeah, I mean, when I watched the Michael Jordan, the Last Dance thing on Netflix, by the way, it's second serve here, 15 all. KREJCIKOVA serve is good. And what? Oh my God, the serve, the return was a cross court forehand, and I was certain that was out, but oh my goodness, about 3% of the ball landed on the sideline, and about 90% of it landed out. KREJCIKOVA is looking at the umpire and saying that was definitely out. But in the end, it's 15-30. I definitely I could see why KREJCIKOVA thinks that was out, but the thing about Hawkeye that really bothers me, it doesn't show you what actually happened. What they do is they do a 3D rendering of what should happen based on the speed of the ball, the spin, and all that stuff, the humidity in the air. And then there's these other systems that actually take photos, and then you access a photo of the ball when it's fully smushed, and you can see if it touches the line or not. All right, KREJCIKOVA serve up the middle, block back return, and then she goes up the line for a winner, 30 all. So I've always wondered that about Hawkeye. I'm like, why don't they? I'd rather have photographic evidence than your rendering, and I'm sure it's probably like 98.99% accurate, but it's something weird about that to me, because that point definitely looked like one of those examples where you're like, are you sure that wasn't just your mathematical calculations and not seeing what happened with the ball? Anyways, I'm just rambling on. Here we go. 30 all, second serve, KREJCIKOVA. And it's a double fault, setting up another break point. KREJCIKOVA's not the sharpest right now, folks. She's not looking too sharp. Sabalenka's just doing what she needs to do. She's not redlining or anything, but she's definitely hitting it well, and that's all that matters. Painting lines, says Ghost. I'm going to make a very bold prediction and say Saba in straight sets. Kathy agrees with Charles, and I'm a mom, says Kathy. Charles, but what if they want to make babies like Kleisters or Adwanska, Naomi? And is that another double fault? Oh no! And it's now 4-1 Sabalenka. She breaks again. Okay, so my rebuttal to that, Charles, is I was starting to say, but then I cut myself off. When I watched Michael Jordan's The Last Dance, I actually didn't realize until I watched it that he retired after they won their first three. So I think it was 91, 92, 93, and then he retired after that. And the reason he retired is because he was overwhelmed at being like unable to just live a life without everyone, like anywhere he went, no matter, like he was a worldwide superstar, obviously. So anywhere he went, he had no rest. He couldn't be, alone. He couldn't do his own thing. So I didn't know that. And then, of course, he comes back and wins 3 more championships. So that's one example. Not everyone's like that, but that's definitely one example of someone who I would say still definitely truly loved it and maybe just needed the break and then came back. But there's some truth to that, to what you said in the end. Sabalenka, go, says Alexander. We got Ostapenko in the crowd right now, banging her head on the stage. Right on, Kathy, says Charles. Ain't it black? Off day? Asking King Adjust for KREJCIKOVA? Might be. Ghost, Lordy, Charles and Kathy are tough as nails. I can't wait to recruit them into my anti-Pagula cult. It'll be very useful when we storm the Bastille. Okay, here we go. Sabalenka kicks off game number 6 with an ace out wide, and it is 15 love, and she's serving at 4-1 up a break here. It's crazy, folks. Very crazy. And another ace. This one's up the tee. Not sure what's going on. Krejcikova just starting to look worse and worse in the sense of body language and energetically. Okay, 30 love. Tries to go up the tee, but this one goes into the net. Charles says, I don't know why Ostapenko bugs me so much. Yeah, I think a lot of people, she's like mushrooms. You either love them or you hate them. I personally hate mushrooms. I eat them. They make me gag. But I like Ostapenko because I find her to be authentic. Serve is good. Return up the middle. Then the forehand from Aryna Sabalenka goes wide. It's 30-15 now. Ghost at Sean, do you remember when Bethany Maddox-Sands had that terrible injury at Wimby a few years back? She was screaming, "Help me!" Oh, I actually don't remember that, but just reading what you said, like, oh. Okay, Sabalenka serve up the middle. Return is good. Now the second shot from Barbora Krejcikova goes into the net. It's a forehand. And now Sabalenka is a 1 point away from a 5-1 second set lead. Double break already. Can she consolidate the second one? She will with an ace up the tee. Krejcikova has no responses whatsoever. And this looks like a bloodbath, folks. 1 hour exactly into this one. King of Just says, I love mushrooms. You talking magic or regular, my friend? Gene, welcome, Gene, showing up here right at the 11th hour, potentially. Krejcikova wants to be part of the big four, but she is getting destroyed here. Arrogant much? Well, I mean, I know what you're saying, but I mean, I don't think it's arrogant to say you want to be, you know, I mean, she has beaten like Sabalenka this year. Didn't she beat who else? She's beaten Iga. So she has the resume, and but I know what you're saying to a degree. Like, you know, if you're saying, hey, I want to be mentioned with these three, then you got to make sure that you at least put in a good showing. As Go said, you can't lose in straight sets if you want to be chilling at the top with these ladies. Okay, double fault, man. What is that? 5 now. 5 double faults. Krejcikova, definitely not common, not normal behavior tennis wise from Krejcikova. So she is at 15 all in danger now. I mean, she's serving to stay in this match, folks. Well, she quit herself nice on that as she goes ace up the tee. So it's 30-15 now. But yeah, the body language is complete. Like I said earlier in the match at the beginning, I was saying both of them hitting the ball well. Their body language is good, very about their business. You can see the dejectedness a little bit in Krejcikova now, although that ace perked her up a little bit. First serve now into the net. Here comes serve number 2. 30-15 still. Serve is good. Backhand return cross court. Backhand Krejcikova. Backhand slice Sabalenka. Forehand Krejcikova. Forehand Sabalenka. Backhand Krejcikova. Forehand Sabalenka into the net. So 40-15 double game point for the Czech player, Barbora Krejcikova. World number 13. So someone in the chat, let me know, why is it that she's number 13 in the world, but 16 in this tournament? That's a head scratcher for me. All right. Oh, serve is good out wide, and it's a clean winner return from Sabalenka up the line. So not over just yet for Krejcikova. It's 40-30 now. Yes, Gene. Some pretty big upsets. Trevisan also won today. Qinwen Zheng got upset by Potapova, I believe. Here we go. Serve is good. Return is long from Sabalenka. So Krejcikova holds. And now we have a changeover, and Sabalenka will serve for the match. She's still, she's up a double break here, folks. Sorry, just a one break there. I'm going to give her a button, though. Sorry, it is a double break. Sorry, I keep my head being all weird. All right, so because this is based off last week's rankings. Oh, you know what? I did know that. I didn't put the 2 and 2 together. Thank you, Gene. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Go saying Saba, Reba, and Iga are two-syllable diminutives that end in an A. We can let a Krej ruin the beautiful alliteration we've discovered with the other three. That's just good aesthetics. Can't argue with that. Kathy, absolutely. Kathy saying Gene was interesting day at the matches for sure, for sure. Okay, here we go, folks. Aryna Sabalenka trying to serve it out. She is up 5-2, serving for the match. Her serve is good. And KREJCIKOVA racket on it, but it goes sideways. It is 15 love. Lots of power there from Sabalenka. Wow, she is cruising, folks. Looking good. I thought she was going to take it in 3. I did not expect to see this sort of massacre, though. Here we go. 15 love. First serve. It's an ace out wide. Her serve, you know what? Her serve has also been dynamite today, and that's one thing that you can't really combat. Tough on the women's side to combat her serve when it's firing, for sure. 30 love. Serve up the tee. Again, got a racket on it. Landed right beside her on the service line, or on the baseline. And we have our first match point. This is crazy, folks.
Match point.
All right, ball is up. Serve is into the net. So KREJCIKOVA's like, thank God. At least make her miss one first serve in this game. There we go. Second serve on triple match point. Serve is good. Backhand return is long. And there you go. Aryna Sabalenka in just an hour and 6 minutes takes it 6-3, 6-2. There's a big hug at the net. Yeah, KREJCIKOVA gracious there, but yeah, some work to do for KREJCIKOVA if she wants to be with the big 3 on the women's side, as she has been saying earlier. I actually saved a couple of tweets because I was going to talk about that in the Cubby's Corner on Monday, but I might have to wait. Might not be talking about that so much. I thought it might be a talking point should she prevail here. So there we go, folks. A pretty quick one, and maybe Sabalenka was like, you know what? It's 11:53. I don't want to be out here too long. Our match just started an hour ago because of the rain delay. I need to get some sleep, maybe get a nice meal. So yeah, anyways, that was a pretty quick one. Not what we were expecting. Definitely not what I was expecting. And I think it's not what most of you were expecting. All right, folks, let's run through some of the comments here before we wrap it all up. Quick day at the office for me. Only 66 minutes of match action. By the way, thank you to everyone who gave us a like. And please do give us a subscribe if you're new. That way you'll always know when we have more streams coming up. We're going to definitely be doing some matches tomorrow. There's some good matchups. Actually, let me just show you what the matchups are since we have time. Real quick. Already went through the out-of-court scoreboards. So check it out, folks. A busy day tomorrow. We've got Sinner Rublev, great matchup. Fritz Runa, great matchup. Van de Zandschulp, Rusevori, decent matchup. Khachanov Tsitsipas, rematch of the Australian Open there. I feel like Khachanov has a better chance against Tsitsipas in best of 3. Tommy Paul Alcaraz is going to be 12:30. Manarino Eubanks. We got Cerundolo Sonego, both players playing pretty well. And don't discount this guy. Quinton Alice is going to face Daniil Medvedev. So, got some pretty good matchups. On the women's side, just 2 matches. We got Trevisan Rybakina, and then we have Pegula Potapova. So that's going to be our schedule for tomorrow. Don't know exactly which matches Game to Love will do, but I hope there'll be a few, and I'm hoping to do at least a couple if possible. So definitely stay tuned. Also not sure who will be calling them. We do have some new commentators now, so the cupboards are stacked here at GTL these days. Let's take a look here. Oh, Sabalenka, okay. When Sabalenka is in the zone, she is very hard to beat. I agree with you there, Gene, definitely. It's only been 66 minutes, says Ghost. Definitely. Gene definitely says Max. Sublime person from performance. There we go. I was like, performance from Saba. Kathy saying, but it takes like 2 hours to feed them. Are we talking about the players? Or are you talking about some of your pets there? Okay. Fun as always. Covey, Charles, thanks for your contributions. Definitely appreciate it. And thank you for joining. Please do join as we continue on at the Miami Open here. Sean saying, great match, Queen Saba. She's on a roll this year. Yeah, 20-2 now is her record. Sublime, great group, says Kathy. This match almost played over midnight by like 8 minutes. Yeah, very, very close. Peace out, Covey, and everyone. Thank you, King of Just. Always great to have you, my friend. Thanks, Covey. And chat, be good to each other. Pegula sucks. Have a great night. Throws it in there every time. GG, good night. Leave Jesse alone. Hashtag there. March 28th, Melodies Echo Chamber at Lodge Room. Okay. We'll keep that in mind. You take that back, GG, says Kathy. LOL from Ghost. JG is back. All right. That's what Alexander is saying. Thank you, Covey, says Max. Jane's asking, Covey, what are you calling tomorrow if you are? I don't know just yet. I'm going to have to check my phone. I'm not sure if Ben and JG have asked me to during the match. Of course, I use my match to do the web. It's my webcam. So I wasn't able to see if there was new messages. However, I'm hoping to do Alcaraz, Tommy Paul, but that's also in their time zone where it's not super late for them. So I'm not sure if Ben or JG will be doing that one, but I would definitely hoping to. And if not, I'll definitely request something like Sinner Rublev or Fritz Runa. Definitely. And then maybe Trevisan Rybakina potentially. So those are the ones I have my eye on, but whatever they ask me to do, I'll likely do. I have a pretty open schedule tomorrow. So the answer is I don't know exactly, Jane, but definitely stay tuned to the channel and just look for upcoming matches, and someone will be having them, but I hope to be on at least one tomorrow. Gene saying I have a bit of a flu right now, so staying in bed. Okay, buddy, you take care, and hope your performances this weekend went well. Your music performances. I know you had a couple, you were saying. Oh, Gene, I hope you feel better. Feel better. Gene says, King of Just. Thank you, says Gene. And with that, folks, I'm going to call it. Thank you all for joining me on this live stream brought to you by the Game to Love Tennis Podcast. Also, if you do want to contribute, give us tips. You want to get some merch like this. What is it? What? No, other way. I always mess this up. Like this shirt above my head. Look in the description box in the link below. Or sorry, look for the link in the description box below. There's different ways you can support the channel. But just by watching, just by giving us likes, just by being here commenting, we really, really appreciate it. So thank you to everyone for all the love. And from Vancouver, BC, it is 2 minutes to 9 o'clock. And I'm saying peace out on behalf of myself and my cute little dog, Gobi. Peace, y'all.